So now is this video here? Okay. It's okay. Okay. Huh. Huh. Uh-oh. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, now I can pin you. Wow, it's kind of funny. You have a little different setup too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who else has a different setup?
we.
You. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it's true. I see. Nice. Look at that.
Well, it's just, we are experimenting because the floor is kind of cold closer to the window, even if we are on the rug. So I have to put
Okay.
on a
Yeah.
blanket.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah. And I'm on another computer, and I wonder if the our video looks different.
It does. It's a lot clearer, actually.
Yes. And
Yeah.
this is my old computer, and 8 years old.
Really?
The other one, I have so much problems with, including the camera, that it's not sharp. So
Mm-hmm.
now it's in the hospital at the Apple store.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I still have this old one.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? As we keep getting these new cell phones that are supposed to have like better cameras than your previous cell phone, both my husband and I are finding it to be the opposite.
Yeah.
Like with the new cell phones, the cameras are not as good as like I don't know, the 7.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same, yeah, I mean, it was very clear on my computer. So they are actually replacing my camera, but I don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the picture right now that I see of you two it's like it's crazy how good it is. How clear I can see you both compared to what you were using before. And this is the old camera that you this is an older device, yeah?
But yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Great. Awesome. We can see each other super clear on both ends. That's awesome. Well, tonight we are using 2 blocks, 2 blankets, and a bolster. I see you both have a bunch of props. You've got everything. Amazing. Props galore. Wonderful. And as always, dropping a playlist in there in case you want one. It's always optional. All right. And we will get started.
It was nice last week that we had someone else here.
Yeah, that was one of my girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I told her she could come by anytime. The people of Urban said that that's totally fine to have a guest every once in a while, and so yeah, it was nice to have an extra person in here. All right, let me full screen this. Da, 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 da. Trying to change this view. Okay. Just checking a couple loose ends here. Okay. All right. Find a comfortable seat, which looks like you already have. Wonderful. And let's close our eyes. Allow the hands to rest anywhere that feels comfortable. Let them fall naturally. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let the breath go. Take a quick little body scan. Check in, make sure you aren't holding onto your shoulders. Relaxing and softening the face around the eyebrows, cheekbones, and lips. Take another breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it away. Another big breath in through the nose. This time, again, just like that, breath in through the nose. Breath out to hum. Last one on your own time. Tapping into your own resonance, feeling your body deep within. Tapping in and connecting with our voices. Something so many of us may take it for granted. But what a powerful asset it truly is. We're the only species on Earth that has developed these functions. Our closest known relative is the ape, and they themselves have not developed this function. We are the only ones. Why do we keep it so far away? Or shy away from it, or say, if I'm not a singer, then why sing or produce sound at all? Well, simply because we can. And because we don't have to be a singer to make sound. We don't have to be a singer to resonate. We don't have to be a singer to tap into just the wonderment of singing. Right? When you see someone sing, it's full of energy and passion, thought, love, energy. Well, we too can tap into that. We don't have to be a singer, right? Even if it's just singing in the shower, right? We know we're tapping into something that brings us joy, that wakes up something inside of us that isn't woken up when we're not singing. And again, I can't repeat it enough. We don't have to be singers. We don't have to be professionals to tap into that freedom or joy or bliss. We just have to allow ourselves to tap into the vulnerability to acknowledge our voices and converse with it. And find something within our voices that we can relate to on a fun, carefree level that brings us joy and that brings us healing. And above all, growth, right? Tapping into new realms of ourselves. So let's start here with the sound of Om, keeping the hum going. So I'll do a few, and you can join in whenever you feel called to. I'll breathe in, I'll start with a hum, and then I'll open it up to an Om. Inhale if you're ready. Relish in the new space that you've created by simply resonating your sound. You too can be your own healing instrument. Take a big breath in. Big sigh out. Open the eyes. And we'll begin with our first pose, ankle stretch. So you'll grab your 2 blocks and a bolster. And for the sake of modification, this can be already a pretty deep pose for some. So if this is where you think you need to start, just perhaps keeping the toes, the knees grounded, then stay here, keeping your hands on blocks propped outside of your hips. Next level up, like we've been doing over the past few weeks, we take our bolster and we rest it over the tops of our knees, press down into our blocks with our hands, lift the knees, putting weight into the toes and tops of the feet, then we rest the knees on the bolster. And you choose whichever one feels right to you. You know, even though we've been doing these over the weeks, sometimes the body needs something different. Once you've found your pose, close the eyes and breathe in. And breathe out. And we'll be here for about 3 minutes. So get comfortable while still finding a place that you can grow into, making new space. Checking in with the toes, making sure that they aren't overlapping on each other. Sometimes that can happen. Weight is also evenly distributed in the sit bones. Try not to rock the torso forward. Find yourself really sitting upright on the pelvis, on your sit bones, so that there is a slight lift in the front body, in the sternum, in the heart. Right? There is no folding forward aspect to this pose. I mean, there is because of the fold in the front hip creases. However, the spine is tall and straight. Or long, rather. Let's say long. So we're tapping into our first chakra, our home base. Any sounds that feel good, that keep you in your body, keep you listening and paying attention to where the breath needs to go. take the last breath in for your ankle stretch pose. And let the breath go. Come forward onto all fours, hands and knees. Coming off of your heels. Maybe shaking out the legs, giving a little pitter-patter to the feet. Any sort of micro movements, counter stretches that feel good to you and your body. And when you're ready, we'll get into our next pose, taking our bolster longwise down the center of our mat. Our backs will come to face the bolster for half saddle pose. You can keep your blocks to the side for now. Maybe you bring a blanket nearby, taking it on the left side, just in case you need a little bit more ground underneath your seat. But legs will first lengthen out long, and then you'll take your right foot back behind you, taking the calf and shin to the outside of the hip. Pardon me. When you're ready to recline, you will recline your back onto your bolster. And you might keep that left foot grounded, keeping the knee bent. You want to check in with the hips, make sure they are leveled. That'll give you some insight as to if you need a bit more oomph underneath your seat. So for instance, it looks like my left hip is dropping some, so I'm going to slip a little bit of blanket underneath me. And yep, looks like my hips are leveled now. So you check in and see if that is something for you. And then you take a few breaths here, keeping the knee bent. And whenever you feel called to, if it's for you, you can lengthen the leg out. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And since we're in this beautiful reclined pose, allow yourselves to get comfortable. Eyes are heavy. Arms are falling to the sides, long by your sides, palms face up. If you want more of a heart opener, maybe you cactus the arms or tee the arms wide along your sides. So as we move up the solar plexus, up the chakra system, we are now in the second chakra. Almost second and third. There's an element of water here residing in the hips, element of change, transition. Ability to let go. Hence why the third chakra is included in this pose. It aids in digestion and circulation. Right. If we're talking about second chakra, the area of letting go, maybe there are thoughts or happenings that we need to release our grip of. And if we're talking third chakra, then maybe there are things that we need to take in and digest. Food, thoughts, happenings. I listened to this podcast that my husband brought to my attention because it's about the voice. And it's fascinating. It's on, you can find it on Spotify, on Fresh Air. And I think it's quite literally titled The Voice. but long story short, there is this former Rolling Stone magazine's author, writer, who in the past used to be a singer and had an opportunity to sing with some well-known rock band back in the 80s. And he basically was so excited about singing with this rock band that he practiced like crazy. And when it came to the performance, he had no voice whatsoever, the poor guy, right? So he spent pretty much the next few years doing a lot of research on the voice, because he had quite a wild experience in learning about the state of damage that he caused on his own voice. But to be continued. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep sigh out. If you lengthen that left leg, go ahead and step the foot back to the ground. Use your hands to roll yourself up to sit. And maybe take a pause there. Lengthening out both legs. Doing what you need to do to counter stretch. And then we're going to come into a half dragonfly, also known as a Janu Sirsasana. Taking the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. The blanket that you had close by will also go underneath your seat to give you a little bit more elevation. If you have a second blanket, or better yet, the bolster is already nice and ready to go. You don't have to fold up anything. You just put it right there underneath your knee. Grab your blocks. Find the midline of the V that's created between your two legs. Place the blocks at any setting that works for you. Go ahead and bow your third eye in. And then when you're ready, let the eyes close. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. And this is actually a great pose to really tap into your voices. Which leads me to the next part of the story, even though it's actually it's all a really great story, and I want to cut to this one chase, which is when we resonate, right? When we speak, sing, sigh, anything, when we are producing sound or even breath, it is not just the vocal cords that are resonating, which, as a matter of fact, they're not vocal cords. In actuality, they're valves. And as an opera singer, I have thought for the longest time that, sound resonates. You use the diaphragm and you use the mask, right? The sound comes from behind the eyes, right? You have to light up the face. Well, I've learned that we use, get this, our back, core, and hip flexors to produce sound. That it takes all of those muscles in order for breath and sound to be produced. When I heard that, I was like, yin class, because all we do, there's just so many hippie poses, right? We are using our hips, we're getting into our hips. There's great stretch that's always happening in the back because of these forward fold aspects, right? As well as the core. It's crazy. It's crazy beautiful. And it makes so much sense now that when we're in these poses, specifically the hip poses, that it is such a large bone. It connects our bottom half to our top half. It's pretty massive and has to carry and hold a lot. So it feels a lot. So when we resonate, the sound is quite literally created within those spaces. The body is working. Those parts of the body are working to produce that sound. It's amazing. It really is amazing. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let you explore your sound. Here in this second, first chakra pose, right? We're opening up the backs of the legs, the hips, inner and outer. So go in, explore your hums. Let the sounds travel high and low. Doesn't have to be pretty. That's not what it's about, right? It's not a performance. This is about healing. No one ever said that healing has to look any certain way. It just has to be right for your body. It has to feel good. It has to feel safe. Take last big breath in for your half dragonfly, and then flutter your lips on the breath out. And then use your hands to press yourself upright. Take your blocks out of the way. And we're gonna get into our next pose, which will be square pose, also known as fire log or double pigeon. Your right shin will remain on the bottom, parallel to the top of your mat. I'm just turning sideways so you can see me better. I'm gonna check in to see if my right knee is grounded. If it's not, then I'll perhaps take a block or a blanket, and I'll prop up my knee to bring the ground to me. And then I will assist my left leg on top in the same square shape so that the shins are stacked and the ankle is resting on the knee. The foot isn't falling to the inside of the knee or the thigh. It's quite literally stacked on top. And again, there's space here between my knee and my bottom foot. So I need a block for this one. And then for a little added gooiness, we'll put our bolster across our lap. And maybe stay upright for a few breaths, because you might be feeling a lot, but if you're ready, you have your block nearby. Take it to any setting to rest your third eye. And find a place for your hands that's comfortable for you. As always, take a breath in. Flutter the lips on the breath out. And once again, here's a hippie pose, right and left. So what can we do for ourselves in a pose that can otherwise maybe make us feel like we need a little bit more help? Every day is different. The body shows up for us in different ways, every time. So let's not take our voices for granted. Let's use them in a way that assists us. Sure, it might make us feel silly at times, but what's so bad about that? That's healthy. It's healthy to feel silly every once in a while. It's healthy to explore childlike nature, playfulness. So if the hips help us resonate, and we're in a yin pose, and we're humming. Where do you feel it? Explore. See what happens. See what shows up for you. You have a minute left here. And it all starts with breath, right? As yogis, we know when we breathe, we find release. And now that we know how powerful the voice actually is and the muscles it requires in order to function, mind blowing. Take a big breath in. And a big sigh out. Slowly begin to work your way out of the pose, assisting the props off of you and then assisting yourself out of the pose, right? Helping yourself out along the way. Shaking out the legs, maybe taking some windshield wipers. Woo. And they don't have to be quick either or full of motion. They might just want to stay on one side and flush out, right? The point is to listen. And then we'll do all of that on the left side. So clear your space a little bit. We're going to set up for half saddle on the left side. You'll need your bolster down the center of your mat. And you just had one blanket nearby in case you needed it. And it'll be on the right side of you. So the right leg is long this time and the left knee bends, bringing the calf, all that calf muscle to the outer edge of the outside of the left thigh. Top of the foot is grounded. Right foot is planted, knee bent. Use your hands to assist yourself to the floor or your bolster. Your blanket is nearby. If you need a little lift in that right seat, right, the right hip. Right? Making sure you got a nice equilibrium. Arms will fall to the sides. Any place that feels good to you. Close the eyes. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hmm. You have about a minute left. See where you can go. See what other sounds you can tap into. Further releasing to the ground beneath you, and further releasing to the sound within you. You know, try not to shy away from it, even though, you know, we may be in the company of a partner. It's okay, you know, inspire one another, make each other laugh. I gotta tell you, whenever me and my husband flow together and, you know, we're taking another teacher's class and they say, take a deep breath in, he makes the funniest sounds. Like, I just think about it now and it makes me want to crack up. And then there are times when I'm just flowing and like prepping for class and I'm making all sorts of sounds. He'll be in the kitchen and he'll just let out some sort of like blood curdling grunt. And it's great, right? It's fun. It's fun, and the release is always there, because it's like, you can't just very well go out into the middle of the street and start screaming, you know. Take this as a beautiful opportunity, you know, being in quarantine for probably more hours than we are now than when we're out, you know. The point is that we're home, so like have fun and yeah, just have fun with each other, explore. Take a big breath in. Let that breath go any way you need to. Right foot comes to the ground, bending the right knee. Use your hands to help yourself upright. Slowly coming out of that left leg, lengthening. And then we'll find our half dragonfly on the left side. Left foot comes to the inside of our right thigh. Maybe you grab your bolster again to go underneath your right knee. And a blanket for underneath your seat. Maybe let me turn around. I was choosing kind of a strange direction, so this is probably more informative. Your blocks will come down the midline. So forward instead of over the lengthened leg. Third eye finds your blocks. And when you're ready, take a breath in. And a breath out. Always a reminder to hum. Or to flutter. You may even rock your third eye from side to side on your block, giving a little massage to the eyebrows, the forehead, the thoughts. And maybe combining it, right? Like the ultimate self-care. Yin plus little eyebrow massage plus internal hum. I guess my point was when I was saying have fun, you know, Feel free to explore the relationships that we're in more freely. You know, Finding more interest in the in your partner's work, right? You know, there's a lot that we've learned from this quarantine. We can't take our voices for granted, and we can't take those closest to us for granted. This was an opportunity to get closer to self and closer to the ones we've decided to be closest with. It's beautiful, and we're so lucky. Take a big breath in. Flutter your lips on the breath out. Use your hands to press yourself upright. Keep your blocks nearby. Just scoot the bolster out of the way. Shake out the legs if you need to. And then when you're ready, left shin is grounded parallel to the top of your mat. Checking in to make sure the left knee is grounded. If it is, each side might be different. Honor it. And then you'll assist the right leg on top. And again, it looks like I have a little bit of a gap between my bottom foot and my top knee, so I'll wedge a block there. And I'll take my bolster on top. Block is nearby, so I can rest my third eye whenever I'm ready and whenever you're ready. You may need to adjust a few things. That's what I'm finding out, So anything you need to level yourselves out. Stacking the shins. Hands fall wherever you need, wherever it feels right. Breathe it in and breathe it out. There's a great intimacy that happens between you, your body, breath, and sound when it's all combined. Especially when we resonate in this second chakra area, our element of water in the hips, pelvis, pubis. It invokes our sensuality, our creativity. And our ability to tap into nurturing, finding a motherly side. Care for yourself and care for others. Last big breath in for your square pose. Hum and go deeper on the breath out. Beautiful. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders to press yourself upright. And begin to clear your space, props to the side. Assist the legs out of the pretzel. And then any movements you might need. Windshield wipers are always a favorite. And we'll come to lay on our bellies with the bolster down almost the center of the mat, a little towards the front, but keeping enough space for the forearms to ground evenly on the mat below. Belly and ribs are all on your bolster. Hips are grounded. And the feet can be wide, maybe as wide as the corners of your mat. Let the tailbone heavy, let the pubis heavy, and allow the heart to rise forward and up. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. And a big sigh out. Let's do that again. Big breath in. This time stick out your tongue. Last time, big breath in. Even bigger breath out, stick out your tongue. That's called a lion's breath. Relax your trapezius muscles. Release your neck. Let everything be soft. Back of the neck is long, so there is just a slight tuck of the chin towards the chest, so you feel the tops and backs of the ears lift up towards the sky. And continue to explore your hums, right? We're getting a little bit of that core belly action that we talked about, that breath and the voices supported by, right? You know, often the misconception about opera singers is that you have to be large in the body to have a big voice. It's all diaphragm. It's all breath, and it's training too. But by no means does one need to be a certain size to produce certain sound. It's about having the focus of direction. So as yogis, here we are in our belly. Where do you want to breathe into? Where do you want to send the breath? Where do you want to send the sound, the resonance, the reverberation that will further assist you in the pose? Opera singers do it the same way. It has nothing to do with their weight. It has to do with directionality and intention. You have a minute left here in your Sphinx pose. Maybe you explore widening the hands to the corners of your mat, pressing down into the hands to lengthen the arms for seal pose. Make sure to keep the sit bones soft. No clenching the buttocks. Let the legs be heavy. Feel the fronts of the legs in connection with the earth, even the tops of the toes, right? Spine is still long, even though there's a little more back bending element here. You're almost there. Keep breathing. Big breath in. Lion's breath out. Stick out your tongue. Nice. Stretching the muscles in the face. Great work. Lower the forearms down. Hands to your prop. Press yourself to all fours. Hips to heels. Bolster goes long on your mat this time. We're coming into Anahatasana, puppy pose. And you have those extra blankets there. If you need more ground to come to you, you can feel free to stack as much on top as you need. Otherwise, a bolster might be enough, but it's your practice. You know best about what your body needs. So I'll start to walk my hands forward past the bolster. I'll keep pressing down through my shins, and I'll just lower my heart and throat and chin onto the bolster. And just a soft gaze down towards the ground instead of looking directly forward, because that will you'll be using the muscles in your forehead, which are actually connected to muscles in the back of your neck. So try to be soft. Be soft in the face, supple. And it's hard to breathe in this one. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's hard to resonate. It's hard to talk. So wherever you are, try your best to soften. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll be here for about 2 minutes, so not too long. And if you do choose to explore sound, do so with care, because this is a throat opener. You want to be soft and gentle. You know, don't ask too much of the self. Maybe for this one, it's just a few rounds of sound and then allowing yourself to quiet and soften. Check in with your relationship with the arms to the ground. Make sure you're not holding and clutching onto the earth for dear life. Find softness beneath you. Approach the earth with care, just like you do yourself. There may even be a little kissing element towards your props that are beneath you. If it gets to be too much on the back of the neck, you can absolutely kiss the bolster or props, whatever you're using. But be sure to breathe into the ribs, the full circumference of the torso. You're almost there. Last breath in. Gentle breath out. Hands slide underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up off the ground. Nice. And then easy peasy, bolster stays just the way it is. Your left hip will come to the bolster. Legs are in a mermaid shape. You have your blankets nearby. You use as many as you'd like. One or both. You choose. And then your hands will frame the bolster and you'll come to recline your torso onto the bolster. Your gaze will follow the direction of your bent knees. Close your eyes and take a breath in. And sigh on the breath out. Almost like you're wringing yourself out, which is essentially what we're doing here in this twist, right? Imagine like you're wringing yourself out like a rag, just wringing yourself out of stagnation and pent up stagnant energy, using sound. Like, see how long you can let sound linger out of you, right? Let your accentuation of your breath ins, how the front of the body blooms, be an accentuation of the back body. Get dimensional with your breathing. Breathe into your dimensionality, which is boundless. We are infinitely capable of so many things. That's why I'm always like, explore, explore, explore. You're never too old or too something. If you're alive, then it's never too late. Last big breath in. Sink deeper on the breath out. Hands under your shoulders. Press yourself upright. And slowly, with care, carry yourself over to the other side. So set up for deer on the right. Draping and grounding the torso on the bolster. Gaze is in the direction of your bent knees. Close your eyes and take a breath in. Fill up, fill up, fill up, and breath out. This is the last pose where you'll get to explore your resonance, your hums. Right, this is a pose where it's a twist of the hips, a twist of the belly, twist of the spine. So it's in all the places that the body works in order to resonate, in order to create sound and breath. Shavasana when you're ready. Prop up as you need. Maybe a bolster or blanket behind the thighs or the knees. Blanket behind the head for a little pillow. Nice. Allow the hands to fall by your sides, palms face up towards the sky. Ultimate release, ultimate surrender. When you're ready, let's take one last unified breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it away. Another big breath in through the nose. This time, last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. start to breathe a little deeper. Wiggle your fingers and toes. If you feel like staying on the ground, then by all means, stay on the ground. If you're ready to come upright to sit, then slowly, piece by piece, pull your knees in towards your chest and rock over to one side. Pausing for a moment on your side and then pressing yourself upright. Prayer at our hearts. Sound of Om 3 times as we did at the beginning of class, starting in a hum. Let's breathe in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you.